Maps of the Past, Cartography and Civilization reprepared by Hamid Al-Kayari. Genre, non-fiction, historical geography, cultural studies. Premise. This sweeping exploration of humanity's relationship with maps reveals how cartography has shaped and been shaped by conquest, culture, and curiosity. From ancient star charts etched on clay tablets to AI-generated digital landscapes, Maps of the Past traces the evolution of map-making as a mirror of civilization's triumphs, biases, and dreams. Blending history, art, and geopolitics, the book argues that maps are not just tools of navigation but ideological artifacts that define borders, beliefs, and identities. Content breakdown. 1. Ancient cosmologies, 3000 BCE 500 BCE. Babylonian world maps, clay tablets depicting Earth as a flat disk encircled by ocean, reflecting Mesopotamian cosmology. Egyptian map of the afterlife, papyrus guides for souls navigating the Duat, underworld, merging geography and spirituality. Polynesian stick charts, ocean current maps woven from palm fibers, showcasing indigenous mastery of wayfinding without written language. 2. Classical empires, 500 BCE 500 CE. Ptolemy's geography, the Greco-Roman scholar's grid-based world map, blending math and myth, which dominated European thought for millennia. Han Dynasty silk maps, military maps used to strategize campaigns along the Silk Road, emphasizing trade and territorial control. Pudding table, a Roman itinerarium, road map, stretching from Britain to India, designed for bureaucratic efficiency over accuracy. 3. Medieval faith and fantasy, 500-1500 CE. Mappa Mundi, Christian Teo maps, e.g., Hereford Cathedral, placing Jerusalem at the center, with Eden and mythical beasts at the edges. Islamic Book of Curiosities, Arab scholars' fusion of Ptolemaic science and fantastical creatures. Mapping trade routes and celestial phenomena. Korean Cognito, a 15th-century synthesis of Chinese, Islamic, and European cartography, hinting at pre-Columbian global awareness. 4. Age of Exploration, 1500-1800. Mercator's projection, how his 1569 world map, designed for sailors, distorted colonial power dynamics by enlarging Europe and shrinking the global south. Inca Quipu maps, knotted string records of Andean territories, erased by Spanish conquistadors in favor of European-style surveys. Captain Cook's Pacific charts, the collision of indigenous knowledge and imperial ambition in mapping. Polynesia. 5. Colonial Cartography, 1800-1945. Scramble for Africa, European maps arbitrarily partitioning the continent, ignoring ethnic boundaries to exploit resources. Lewis Clark's Journals, mapping the American West as both scientific endeavor and manifest destiny. Propaganda. World War II military maps, topographic secrecy and propaganda maps, e.g., Japan's Greater East Asia CO. Prosperity Sphere. 6. Modern and Digital Eras, 1945-present. Cold War Cartography, spy satellite imagery and the politicized mapping of the Iron Curtain. GI's Revolution, how digital mapping democratized data but raised ethical questions about surveillance and privacy. Indigenous countermapping, modern efforts by First Nations and Mora communities to reclaim ancestral lands through traditional cartography. Themes. Power and control, maps as instruments of colonization, erasure, and propaganda. Cultural worldviews, how religious, philosophical, and social values dictate what, and who, is included or excluded. Technological bias, from hand-drawn vellum to algorithms, how tools shape perception of space. Memory and identity, maps as repositories of collective memory, trauma, and resistance. Writing style. Scholarly yet vivid, weaving historical analysis with narrative storytelling. Each chapter opens with a full-page reproduction of a pivotal map, annotated to decode symbols, errors, and hidden agendas. Sidebars. Feature profiles of marginalized cartographers, e.g., Marie Tharp, who mapped the ocean floor, and controversies, e.g., the 19th century blank spots on African maps. Key features. 1. Overlay comparisons. Transparent pages allow readers to juxtapose historical maps with modern borders, e.g., Sykes-Picot Agreement versus today's Middle East. 2. Lost Maps Gallery, showcases destroyed or suppressed maps, like indigenous Australian songlines. Burned Chinese naval charts. 3. Interactive QR codes, links to 3D reconstructions of ancient cities, e.g., Tenochtitlan, based on original maps. 4. Ethical debates, essays on modern issues like Google Earth's censorship of military sites and open source mapping in conflict zones. Symbolism. Borders versus frontiers, the tension between rigid political lines and fluid cultural landscapes. Empty spaces, how terra incognita, unknown lands, fueled exploration and exploitation. The compass rose, a metaphor for humanity's quest to orient itself morally and geographically. Conclusion. The book closes with a reflection on the future of cartography, AI-generated maps, climate change, atlases, and the rise of deep-fake geography. A fold-out timeline traces key milestones, from the first cave etchings to Mars rover topographies. An appendix includes resources for DIY cartography, urging readers to map their own worlds as acts of storytelling and activism. Audience appeal. History nerds, fresh insights into familiar events through the lens of maps. Social justice advocates, examines cartography's role in oppression and reclamation. Travelers and educators, a tool to rethink how we navigate and teach space. Technophiles, explores cutting-edge GIS, VR, and crowd-sourced mapping. Maps of the Past is not just a history of lines on paper but a provocative inquiry into how humanity defines and redefines its place in the world.